Alrighty then, it's me again, and we're going to do something a little different. I've been talking about, just going through and showing you some of my settlements in Fallout 4 that I've made. Then I thought about how I was going to do it, and when I was going to do it, and what way I was going to, all that other crap. And I decided to go without my ugly mug up there in the corner, because you don't need to see that in order to see this stuff. And besides, who wants to? I mean, really? I figured the best way to do this was to literally go alphabetical, just the way they're listed in here. So I'm going to start with Abernathy Farm. Now, I've been playing Fallout 4 for, oh God, well over 1,700 hours. I'm not joking. That's for real. And I've done a lot of different settlements in a lot of different ways. And I think I've managed to hit some of the best key marks in this latest build. So I figured I'd just go through those and show you what I got here and let you see. We're going to start with Abernathy Farm. Now, I picked this one, number one, because it's, well, A in the alphabet, but also because it's one of the bigger ones, but it's also one of the worst ones, because management of where to place things changes how everything works. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a minute. But the only things I have here, I do have all the DLC loaded. I don't have any other mods. There's no settlement building mods or anything like that. It's just vanilla mods. The vanilla game with the DLC added, which means I get this wonderful little thing here, which is your population management system, which comes in handy sometimes, but not as much as you think it would. It does come in quite handy for certain things, and I'll try and show you those as I run across them. Now, the game itself, Abernathy Farm, you have this little bit of farmerage here, and that pen, and that's about it, and this house. And of course, I put my transmitter up on top of the house up there in the corner there. And the power for this, you notice, isn't here where you would think it would be. In fact, I have a little chemistry station there. The power, I found the best way to do power in these is to build them inside buildings, specifically concrete buildings, like this one. So I built just a simple concrete building with it's got its own generator here for the door, because if the power blows out, well, you can't open the door. Makes sense. And then here's where I put my power thing. Now this, you notice it connects to this little conduit thingy. I didn't use the conduits that they have in the vanilla game because, well, frankly, they suck. And they're almost impossible to get to work right. So instead, I used the wall glitch. That's where you stand in front of the conduit. I'm sure you've seen it, but I'll just go through it real quick. You stand in front of the conduit, and as long as you have the wire and the conduit and it's highlighted, if you click on it, you get this little sparky thing. And then you come out and attach it, and it just glitches through the wall, which is a good thing. And with the door shut, you can put your little signs on there if you want to. That way, they can't, even if they blow up this generator, they can't blow up all the lights. If they blow up something in the line of all the lights, if everything's all strung together, well, then you're going to get, power failures. But, hey, that's to be expected. I'm hoping as I go through this little thingy and show you all the wonderful things that I've done here, I don't get attacked, because that seems to happen. Now, you'll notice two things down there. One, you see I have a gorilla and a nasty-looking dog that's actually quite friendly and very helpful. Both of those things are part of DLC content because it gives you these little boxes right here. That's a gorilla box and that's a doggy box. And as long as they are connected and powered and have not been used yet, they will sit there and wait until it randomly generated, but apparently it captures one of these people, one of these things, these little doggies and stuff, and throws it in there, and then One thing you've got to remember is you got to put this thing in here. That's a little thing that keeps those animals calm and allows them to.
Far cry from working with the gunners. Glad that's behind me.
Okay, thank you there, buddy. I appreciate that. Anyhow, it keeps them calm and it helps them to actually defend your settlement. Once you've done all the DLC and you've ranked up enough, you can generate these to help defend your settlement. Comes in quite handy. Now the settlement itself, starting from the middle and going down, of course, we have the drugstore here, and we have the little radiation killer, which, by the way, I could probably use a good spray to get rid of all my radiation contamination. I have another chemistry lab set outside the hospital, and I created this as a hospital, so which means you've got a couple of beds there, and your clinic is right here, and of course the kitty cat. Now, I have kitty cats in all my settlements, and there's a little kitty cat bowl. We got the face sculptor, and we got the Photoropter Diddy Bop. It's the eye fixer upper. I know. And a barber chair. I don't know why I put the barber chair in the hospital this time. I just decided to keep all these things together because it just made sense at the time. Now, one nice thing, everybody that has a job like the clinic here has your doctor, they have their own room in back that has their own light stand and a bed. The extra bed, I believe, is for the face sculptor or guy person because, well, they're kind of a doctor too, sort of. All of my settlements, when I have things like this, almost all of them have their own separate bedrooms in their shops. So, for example, and you see we got a couple of little, looks like somebody stole one. There was one in there. Oh well. That's where you store your armor things. They go in there. So if you have the weapon shop and the armorer shop, don't have any armor on these guys yet because, meh. And the reason why I say meh is I want you to notice where this is. Right there, literally, that line sight right there, that's the very edge of the buildable area. Is right along that line sight. Because of that, 9 times out of 10, and I say that because on occasion they do, but most of the time they don't. They won't sell to you, they won't talk to you, they just say, huh? Yeah? What? Huh? I'm like kicking a damn dog when it's asleep or something. Huh? But they all have their own, room. There's 2 beds for the 2 people that own this stuff. One of these days I'll get around to giving them some weapons, but frankly I don't care about. This is even though as big as it is, and I've had better versions where everybody worked, this is the neatest laid out version. It just worked better, even though they don't work. Here you have your clothing stores and the general store. Again, same thing. I don't have anything decorated here because, well, frankly, they don't talk to me. Also with their own bedroom. This is probably not a great example, but this is an example of how finicky a settlement can be, as neat and as wonderful and as great as it may look. And everybody moves and does things. They're all out here eating and enjoying the free soda pop and all that stuff. And they got the little, workout stands here. I was going to put them on wooden planks, but it just looked like crap, so I didn't. They still may not talk to you, may not sell to you. Now, one thing to notice here, I want you to take note. Abernathy Farm, my happiness is at 86%. 86% happiness, and they still won't sell to me. Beds, got 32 beds for 26 people, which means if people come and have relatives come to visit and stay overnight and so forth, they got all kinds of stuff. Plenty of food and water, power, defense. They're set. They got everything they need. They still won't sell to me. Now this ramp is from the it's from the shelter, not shelter, the vault DLC, and I only did that because I wanted to use an elevator, and I'll show you that in a second. Over here, this little house with his own weapons workbench, that is specifically for the guy that works that, who we just saw walk by. That's what it's for. That's his own house because, well, you know, he's protecting the settlement, so he kind of deserves his own house. I just think that's right. Now you go up here, you notice some of the people have difficulty getting over that. It's not because of the bill, it's because the elevators. The elevators are nice to have. They do not function for settlers. The settlers won't use them. You can't, they just won't. No, they say, nope, I'm not interested. This little, I guess, bar motel, of course, modeled after Las Vegas. We have a bar, we have the radio, and we got, he's probably in there sleeping. No, he ain't. That's where the bartender sits, and that's his little bedroom. Look at all the decorations, you know, just to make it look pretty and all that stuff. And this guy likes to smoke. We got the power cycle and the slot machine, and normally I have those two connected. You'll see that in other builds. When you go to the elevator though, and by the way, these sometimes glitch as well, it will indeed take you to each floor. There you go, and you got, everybody's got their own little, you know, their little box to hold their stuff in. And you'll notice there's an entrance here that comes up from the stairwell. The reason for that is, again, you cannot, they won't go up this elevator to get to the floors. So you have to have an external entrance. And you go up to the third floor. This is laid out nice because you got a beautiful view. You can see for you know, miles and miles and miles. All over the place you can see. All out here. Oh, there's someone up here sleeping because, and how did they get here? Here. I had to build this to get them up here. Otherwise, they just won't come up. That's just stupidity. I don't even have a roof on this guy. I should put a roof on there. I didn't even notice that. I should probably fix that. I wonder if I can fix that real quick. Let's see if it'll let me. Probably tell me I got no building left. Nothing more can be built. That's probably why I don't have a roof on it. Go figure. I'll throw a roof on it later. In fact, that might be a good time to show you a glitch. In case you didn't know, I'll show you this little glitch which works quite well. And that is how you get all these big wonderful things up here. Because, well, Bethesda figured he's going to make one shack and throw 38 sleeping bags in it. You know what I mean? You go up here, you go there to this thing. You go into your inventory and just get rid of some weapons. Drop that, drop that, drop that. The big stuff. You can don't drop everything, but I just drop the big stuff because it's easier to pick it back up later.
So now you're just throwing stuff away.
Yes, McCready, I'm just throwing stuff away. Then you go in here and you store all the things in your workshop. Now you notice up in the upper right hand corner where my settlement size, suddenly I have room I can build things. Make sure I didn't forget anything. No, I didn't miss anything. Hi, kitty. Go out of workshop mode. Go into your workshop. Get all your stuff back. Go back into your workshop, or go back where you wanted to go, and then go into your workshop. But you'll notice I now have the option to work in my workshop. Let's cheat. We'll go up this here, go over here, call the elevator, and the elevator comes right down. I mean, I love the idea of the elevator. It's just a shame it doesn't actually work. I mean, the sellers just won't use it. It's pretty, it's neat, it's great for you, worthless for the sellers. Now, if you notice, I can now build. There. Now you got a roof. Quit your complaining. Now that's the biggest half of Abernathy. You got the general store, the clothing store, all the main stores, and they're full-size big stores. And you got everybody standing around. Believe it or not, they all have assigned beds. Every single person has an assigned bed. They just don't use it. Weapons and armor, and your clinic.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Hi, huh? Ooh, eh? Yeah, hi. Whatever. Shut up. I didn't really do much in here, in the house that's actually as it is. I did add some regular beds. This light doesn't work. Should, but it doesn't. I say should because, well, I put power to the building. Threw in a couple sleeping bags, a couple more regular beds. And you go up here to the rooftop, and you got chairs laying around, and everything's nice and pretty. And you can sit up there and look out at the world if you get the urge. That's this half. Now I have my weapons, my armor, my defense. A good portion of them point over this way, simply because that's a spawning point for a lot of attacks, is over on this side. So I just point most of my weapons over there. And I got everything from missile launchers over there. I got my regular thing there. The little spotlight thingy there isn't moving because, well, it didn't find anything. Oh, hi, Greedy. And then there's a couple that over here, simply because you got to watch out. Things will come out of that place over there, and they'll come up here and attack. So that covers why I have my weapons facing the way I wanted them. Now I planted all this stuff over here. One of the reasons why I planted a lot, you'll find a lot of mute fruit or mut fruit, whatever that is, mut fruit, because they actually give a full point towards food. Everything else only gives you half a point, so you need 2 pieces of corn for one of these plants. Also, have you ever tried to talk to somebody when they're standing in the corn? Never put 2 rows of corn together, ever. Just don't do it, because you can't get to the person. Now, as you go along, I have another little, there's another little spot there to, to guard from. I don't need a lot of guards here because once you get this set up properly, it takes care of itself. They pretty much win all of their arguments. Here's the barn for the cows to set in if they get the urge. Even though they have the pen over on that side, I built another barn. They rarely go there, but there you go. Got my melon thing here. I did not use any of this simply because I figured, well, one of these little idiots is bound to get around to building something on their own. Well, actually, I know they won't. I just like to remind myself that they're too damn lazy to build their own fence. Just saying. And there you go. That is Abernathy Farm. And of course, there's for the the traders when they come through, they plop up there, and they got the little cooking stand here, and they'll plop and they'll cook and they'll have good things and stuff. Now, because of the way this is laid out, I also went in and added some carrots along the way, so that it looks like they need to be fixed. Did they get stomped down or something? No, they're fine. They just don't have anybody feeding them. Whatever. You also have a limit on the number of people in your settlement. I don't know how to fix that limit. The most I think I've had is 26 or so. And that's pretty much the max. And no matter how much food or water I have. Shut up. And the only place that I've been able to top that is in the vault that I built. And I'll show you the vault of it. I can't wait to get to the vault. That's so much fun. And there you go. That is Abernathy Farm. I'm going to stop there because that's plenty long enough for you to see what Abernathy Farm is like. And come back in the next episode, and I am going to show you, well, I'm going to go to County Crossing. And the reason for that is, you notice the happiness level is 71. They got plenty of food, plenty of water, plenty of people, plenty of beds, but they're still miserable. They're a bunch of lazy idiots. What can I say? That's all for this particular episode of the Goofy Old Fart going around and showing you some of his settlements. Now, I did not start. I was gonna actually start at Sanctuary and literally work my way out across the map, and I thought, nah. Besides, everybody's seen Sanctuary, even though my Sanctuary is pretty cool. Come back next time around. We're going to do County Crossing. I'll probably throw that up tomorrow night or thereabouts. And eventually, we're going to get through all of them. I'm going to save the DLC ones for last, just because you got to be, well, in that map to do it. And it's just a pain in the butt. Till the next time, you folks have a good one. If you like this, don't forget to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Maybe comment down below and let me know if you like this video, if you want to see more of them. I'm going to do a couple, and then I'm going to stop and see if anybody likes them. All right. So, till the next time, you folks have a good one, and I will see you in the next episode. All righty? All righty. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.